Hi, I'm Danielle Gallant with Guardian Realty. Today we're going to continue our series on evictions. I'd like to go over the process of evictions. Last week we talked about the cost and briefly touched on the process. However, let's go into a little bit more detail. So when a tenant doesn't pay their rent on time and we pass their final date, on the 6th we would file a 7-day pay or quit. Now back in July in 2019, Nevada legislation changed these 5-day pay or quit to a 7-day pay or quit. And you wouldn't think that 2 days would make a difference, but it does because we end up going through 2 weekends on a 7-day pay or quit, which is the first step of the process. The 7-day pay or quit is filed with the process server, who will post the 7-day pay or quit on the tenant's door and also send it certified mail. We're then sent the proof of service for our records, and should we have to continue with the eviction services, then we would end up filing the eviction paperwork with the 3 justices. So we have 3 townships here in Vegas. Is Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas. They all do things a little bit differently and have different paperwork, but for the most part, the process is similar. If the tenant doesn't pay their rent by the end of the 7th day, then on the 8th business day, we will end up filing the eviction paperwork with the courts. The judge typically takes about 48 to 72 hours or business days, 3 business days, to be able to review the documents and grant the eviction, as long as the tenant doesn't file an answer. If the tenant files an answer, then we have to go to court. But if the tenant doesn't file an answer, then the judge will then send the orders to the constable. Now, for our 7-day pay or quit, we use a process server, but by law, we have to use the constable for the lockout. Once the constable receives the orders, we also at that time will drop off the lockout instructions for the constable. The constable will post the lockout instructions on the tenant's door, and within 24 hours of posting it on the door, we'll end up moving forward with the lockout with our locksmith. So typically, it takes about 2 weeks to go through the 7-day pay or quit, the first step of the process. Then it takes the judge about 3 business days to grant the eviction and to go through the paperwork. And then it typically takes about 2 to 3 days for the constable to process the paperwork, post, and then eventually do the lockout. Now before with the evictions, I used to be able to get them done within 2 weeks. Now we're moving into closer to 3, sometimes even 4 weeks, just depending on how backed up the courts are. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you found it educational. Again, I'm Danielle Gallant with Guardian Realty, and should you have any questions or property management needs, please feel free to contact me at the information below. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.